So hello everyone, welcome to the weekly SIG Compute meeting. If you want to talk about anything, please don't hesitate to add it to the agenda, which is currently empty. So as you all know, the VEP freeze has passed, and now we're basically at the last day for the VEPs that got exceptions. I have to say that the situation is pretty great. I mean, look how many VEPs we aim to track. We get to track the vast majority of them, and I hope that the few that remain will make it today. But yeah, great job everyone, and yeah, I think we can be proud of ourselves, and let's hope that it will all be implemented in time and survive the code freeze. So obviously, if there is anyone that needs any attention for their VEPs, this is the time to speak. I know that these two are pretty close, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is the one that Eddie, you said that you would look on later, right?
Yes.
All right. Anything else needed here?
This one, I think we need to discuss it quickly.
I
All right,
also
go for it.
didn't receive answers to my questions on this one, 109.
Is the author in this call? Okay, then I'll also have another look later, but yeah, this doesn't look promising. Alrighty.
Pardon me. What is the blocker? Can I help somehow?
Yes, the blocker currently is that the web suggests to add a field in order to pass information between the source and the destination using the migration status of the VMI. And that one either it is not needed, as you suggested. I'm not sure really that it's not needed, or it is incorrect to do it this way.
Why is it incorrect, and what's your counter proposal?
The other proposal was I think I spoke with Vladik. I think the proposal actually is, I think it came from him, but was to use it like we do with CPUs.
Maybe.
So the
Maybe,
problem is
but
that you are not supposed to schedule something on a node that is not ready to take it. That's it. That's the basic thing.
Right. I mean, well, you end up doing a custom solution based on node labor or something, but then you have a DRA which is going to do it for you. So
not necessarily it's going to do it for you, because it doesn't know how to schedule based on that. I mean, we know nothing
yes,
about
it does.
How?
So the resource which will be reported will also report information about itself. And one of the information should be also driver. And then you basically, when you allocate a new, when you will be allocating a new device, you will express through a cell that, hey, I want this driver.
Who is going to advertise this in the
in the resource? That's going to be the driver for the driver for that GPU.
Well, I'm not sure if this is a part of it and it's already standard. Again, right now we're not implementing it based on the array. When we'll speak about the array, we'll do it. But right now, this is just a basic implementation, and without this is definitely doesn't need to be part of our status.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine that he will change it to DRA, and then he will explain that this is possible through DRA. That will work, I guess. But it's not suggested like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just go and re-implement it, and I'm pretty surprised that QEMU or libvirt is not doing this check itself.
Did you say QEMU and libvirt? They don't know this information.
They can. They can communicate post parameters through their protocol.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is about supporting the same NVIDIA driver.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, what happens then if it's a mismatch?
I don't know. It may be okay, it may be not okay. I'm not sure. But this is something that Ryan brought up.
Yeah, it's a shame that there's no like forward compatibility or backward compatibility. Well, so can we somehow unblock this for alpha? Maybe leave the behavior undefined, and then have a note that for beta we need to reconsider it because it's a like it's not for alpha. It's not really a production. It's kind of we are fitting it what we need to do, and we want some prototype so to use it. And when it's great that we know this requirement ahead of time, and we didn't need to.
From my side, I don't mind. What I don't like to see is this being added to or logic being added that verifies this based on the status. I think it's not the place for it, and we shouldn't do it. We can entirely skip this check. That's fine, and then revisit it on beta. There are other terrible problems with this PR. I think that we are currently putting a blind eye on, especially for not being able to track the migration status. This VM can easily just block forever because we don't know how much memory it's actually processing during the migration. There's nothing that updates you with this information. So I think this validation is a minor problem that we have with this.
Okay,
Feature.
but let me rephrase. Do you think it has an alpha blocker? Because alpha is, if you
No.
want to do an edge case or you want to be on the latest, do it. But we don't give you any guarantee, and we write the web exactly for this reason, because we will warn you about all the edge cases or problems that we know about at the moment.
Yeah, no problem. That's exactly that's fine. That's why
Okay,
I'm fine with removing this entirely, and there should be something that says that we need to revisit it during beta.
Okay,
Yes,
so let's
it's just it's just a limitation that you should add. Like you remove this section with the version, and then mention that you expect as part of the alpha. I mean, you expect all the drivers to be on the same version, and in beta you will not expect it. That's the criteria for beta.
Great. I think we are all on the same page. So can somebody notify the author to make the last changes, and we can get in these last 10 or 12 hours we have.
I don't remember what I phrased it, but if you want to emphasize this, you want me to emphasize this part as well?
Yeah, like
I can
these 2 points.
this.
These 2 points, I think they are valid, but it would be great if we can also directly ping this author so they can, make these changes in time. Or we can say, hey, we accept this with these changes, and let the author, one more day to make the changes. Sounds good as well?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Eddie?
Yeah, I'm fine. We can write to him this on the PR.
Okay, so Eddie, do you want to write it, or do you want me?
I can add whatever you prefer.
Yeah, go ahead. I have another meeting after this one, so I gladly take your help.
Okay, great. Thank you all very much. It would be great if we could make it in time. And if there's someone that is familiar with the author and can, I don't know, contact with him, it would be great. So this one we're fine with, we said. So we have another one at risk here that I think is not going to make it.
Sorry, Itamar.
Yeah. Yes,
I was a little bit late. Did you guys get a chance to discuss the DRA web, or are we still waiting on that?
No, great that you mentioned it. I'll open it.
I didn't approve it just because I saw that you guys are having another, like you didn't finish reviewing. But I read this morning and it was fine.
So there is one last bit that Parth and I are still debating, but I don't think that is a minor one. It is not a blocker. I'll comment it out. And then Sebastian added some questions and edits. Those are the ones I'm fixing right now. So I should have this ready, let's say, next 15-30 minutes, if anyone wants to review that. Yeah. Basically, there is no major blocker in the remaining reviews as of now.
Yeah, I'll take a look just ping me when you're done.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
And by the way, if we have still minor remaining issues that are not blockers, let's open a follow-up PR, discuss it over there, merge this one just so we can track it.
Sure.
Okay, great. Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this one is probably not going to make it.
Yeah, well, there were no updates. Yeah, I think it's
okay.
Did we even provide exception for this? If not, can we just mark it in the 1.9 does not tracked?
I don't remember. But I think that we probably can mark it as deferred unless something happened.
+1 for me.
All right. Okay, then hopefully we'll have 25 track maps. Yeah, which is great. So yeah, do you have any other points to talk about? I know this was both a stressful time because of the web freeze and shutdown and everything. By the way, I think we should try to think about the shutdown and the freeze moving forward. So if you have any other issues, this is the time.
By the way, regarding the freeze and the holidays in general, I know when Federico was planning the schedule, we tried to look at all of these things, but I don't know. That's the best that I guess we came up with. What do you think should happen? Because it will be exactly the same thing next year.
Yeah, I had a question regarding this. So I know KubeVirt releases are very close to what Kubernetes schedule is, and for some reason the Kubernetes kept freeze is middle of February. Do we know why there is such a big time difference, even if the releases are aligned?
I'll be to release with 135, so the cap freeze is for 136, which this version will not support, only the next one.
No, I think what I'm trying to say is that 136 cap freeze is mid-February, and 1.8 wet freeze is early January. So what I'm trying to reason about is like why do we have 1.5 month of a
because we don't build on top of 136, but on top of 135, which was already finalized.
I see. Okay.
And sorry for not expressing it properly for the first time.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what happens is they have less code time and more enhancement time, and we have the other way around. So that's why there is a big like 3-4 week difference in those two schedules. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think in general we need about 8 to 10 weeks to develop something, and then we need some time to stabilize, and then at the beginning, and then the rest of the time we need to focus on reviewing these webs. So I guess I just approach is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
for
we
us,
can. Sorry, go ahead.
For us, the ratio is 50-50, right? Like the release cycle is like 3 months, and we try to split it. But I don't mind pushing it more. But I think what happens is that the enhancements will be just flowing later, and then the remaining time for implementation will be not enough.
Yeah, I think we need to carve it based on the implementation time, and we need is 8 to 10 weeks. So and then from here the rest needs to split between stabilization and the and design.
Well, it depends on how close you want the design doc to the implementation, right? So, for example, let's say if I take the case of DRA, because the deadline is little bit early, had I gotten, let's say, 3 more weeks, maybe I would have had more chance to do POC and squeeze in some of the implementation work during the web phase as well, and get the web more closer to what the design is. So I think what I'm trying to express with that example is that depending on how close you want the webs, you can change the deadline and push it out. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think the optimization here it's towards reviewers and review bandwidth. I mean, we need to make sure that we are able to dedicate enough focus and the community effort towards reviewing the webs, and then we all need to look at converging all the implementation. So I think the optimization here is a little bit different from my point of view,
makes sense.
because otherwise it will just get lost, and so that's my view.
Yeah. No, makes sense. Apologies for going in that direction. Maybe Ed has thoughts. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No, I just want to say that from a time perspective, except the fact that there was like some period of holidays that reduced in practice the time. I, for example, felt that I started the review a bit too late. That may have helped, but I don't see anything that can be done differently at this stage. The only thing that I had to ask, that this is not clear to me now even, because I'm seeing a lot of webs that got in. I don't know if these webs have capacity by the authors to implement them. That's something that I'm missing. I mean, for example, in the teams that I work with, that I know this is possible and that they are committed, but I'm not really sure for all the webs if this is the case.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's always difficult, right? I mean, how do you know you assume the best, that eventually by the end of the development cycle, like, right, I mean, by the end, before we are getting to freeze, then we need to see that everything that was promised for that specific web is implemented. If it's not implemented, then we need to take it out. I know
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
it's a problematic part, but
Like, failure is not a failure. What matters is to be consistent with the system. So we should not, affect other parts of the system with this maybe part-time implemented code, or expose the feature because it's part-time implemented.
I'm not even talking about the implementation or how do you. This is like a different topic that I hope we will take at some later stage of how to implement something in a way that it is safe, so it will not leave leftovers if something is wrong. Or that's a difference. I think I didn't mean that one. I meant that now you have, for example, all kind of webs that get in now. What is the commitment from the teams of members that can contribute to implement them in this version? I don't have this feedback at this moment, for example. I don't know if I had this a week ago also. So I think we need something so they can confirm that it is possible by them to implement it in the next 1 month, for example. Otherwise, it's the fact that we are accepting VEPs now. It's without this knowledge is it's a bit problematic.
so we should expect PRs at some point, right? And we can define what is this point, and then what we need to do is cross-reference with the approved VEPs with some PRs. So if there are no PRs for a given VEP, I don't know, after X amount of weeks, maybe we need to go back and remove it from the version.
Sounds good to me to start with.
Yeah, we can even do tooling around this. It's easy, like the same way we have. Yeah, there are some ideas.
So checking this in, for example, checking the status in 2 weeks will be a good idea, I think, for now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to take it on myself to organize that stuff.
I also see now a new point on the open floor by Alexander.
Yeah, I just wanna. I'm still not quite clear on the process to move from alpha to beta. So what I did is I created a PR that updates my VET that says, "Hey, this is the current status." No, this is for 1.9. I'm not worried 1.8. I just want to sort of get the process right in my head. And I created a PR in KubeVirt to update the feature gate from alpha to beta. What else do I need to do?
I mean, that's a good question. So, I think you did everything the right way. In Kubernetes, what they have is they have a file that's called cap.yaml. And this is like a metadata file that like explains the current situation. So, for example, there it says like in which version you moved from alpha to beta, and also those sorts of stuff. And this gives you a way to explicitly say, I want to graduate, right? Maybe we want to consider this approach. I don't know. Maybe something like simply doing a PR that updates the web and says like, yeah, this is the. I mean, maybe we can have this metadata inside the web as a template. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. It is kind of awkward because there's, yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I just took a stab at it. I'm like, okay, I'll just update the VEP indicating this is where we're at, and then I'll create a PR in KubeVirt
Yeah,
that we can merge at some point.
I think that's exactly what needs to be done, because this PR basically gives us, a chance to have a conversation. Like, should it move to beta? Should it not move to beta? Is this for 1.8, by the way?
No, it's 1.9.
Okay.
I'm not worried about
So great. So great. I think that's exactly what needs to be done. We need to formalize it in one way or another. We can have, the metadata inside the current file, or have another file, whatever. But yeah, we can discuss that.
All right. Well, then I'll just start bugging people on those PRs. They're pretty small. They're just changing alpha to beta, and we can have the discussion in the PR.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we have 2 minutes left. Any last quick topics? All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.